Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. It is episode 28. Raw is War. We are finally on the back half of Season 10's Universe Mode. It is coming down to the wire. 6 more shows from, counting this one, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. And that means that the ratings are getting all the more restricted and more important. As we cut to those ratings, Raw leads with the likes at 23, SmackDown at 21, 18 for NXT. However, despite losing in the likes, NXT miraculously is still within striking distance. They had a really rough patch where the 6th show they only got 25 views versus Raw they got 41, so Raw broadens its gap. NXT is still down by 19, still within striking distance. For SmackDown, they're in a bit of a tougher spot. 46 views down. It is looking a lot harder for them to make a comeback and make a run at this. And if you want to support them, you can still watch the previous videos. That will be totaled in the next time we do the ratings for the 8th set of all these videos. So if you want to show support, smash the like button on your favorite show that you're enjoying. Go back and watch previous shows if you want to increase and boost up the competition. With that said, before we get into the actual show itself, I got a few more statistics for you. Number 1, top 10 world champions. On the right-hand side is how many episodes that they have gained this season with said championship. I just wanted to clarify, in case people are confused. And obviously, you know, Blake Daniels working his way up the ladder. Speaking of Blake Daniels, we now cut to episodes combined with every championship you've ever held. In Universe Mode, the previous one is both world titles combined. This one is just every championship. Road Killer leads the pack. Not only that, but he's the first man in Universe Mode history to be over 200 episodes combined as a champion. Obviously in the middle of his US title reign, which is at 9 episodes before this show. So he's at 208. Blake Daniels has moved up the ranks into the top 10 by gaining 10 episodes. Samuel Armstrong started the season as Universal Champion, held the title for 13 episodes, moved him into the hundreds. And then you have Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Davis King, Sante Guerrero as well, moving into the hundreds. Huge moment indeed for a lot of these guys. And then of course you go into the 11 through 20, which you could still see Daniel Bryan moved up the ranks. Bumped out Rey Mysterio, who was tied with Alex Carter at 82. Alex Carter is Mr. Money in the Bank. Kevin Draco just a hair away, same with Johnny Gargano, from joining that top 10. Then you have Scott Cole, Kevin Owens, Tommaso Ciampa, and so on and so forth. And on the left-hand side is each show that they are on. So in the top 20, there are 2 Hall of Famers that are retired, Slim Reaper and Class Paul. With that said, one final look at the current champions of Raw, excluding the Cruiserweight Championship and the Hardcore Championship. You have, of course, Blake Daniels, top of the food chain, 4 title reign for the Universal, 9 episodes, 3 title defenses. The Usos as tag team champions, 2 reigns, 8 episodes, 2 title defenses, and then Road Killer, 3 defenses in his first reign through 9 episodes so far as United States Champion. Can they maintain it tonight? Can they maintain it going forward? That's what we're going to find out, and let's now get into the show. Time for the segments. Let's get right to it with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline kicking off the show. So the show opens up. Roman Reigns comes out with the Usos and Ty Noble and Paul Heyman. Roman Reigns proceeds to ask the crowd if they acknowledge him. It's a mixture of reactions. He then asks the Usos if they acknowledge him, and they do. He asks Paul Heyman, and Heyman does. He looks to Ty Noble, but Ty Noble doesn't answer. And that pisses Jay off, who gets in his face, but Roman Reigns pulls Jay off of Noble, says that unity is needed right now. There's 2 specific individuals who don't acknowledge Roman Reigns, and that's Sante Guerrero and Ace. Ace, let's address him, let's talk about him. He's punching way above his weight on this one. Ace is just playing in the minor leagues, thinking he's ready for the show, for the big time. Problem is, he's not ready for the big time as long as the tribal chief is around. As for Sante, he wants to run around cosplaying main event star. He thinks he's special because he's held a title for a while, a world championship. If Roman Reigns cared, he'd have the record for the longest world title reign too. That's because that's something that he plans to begin tonight, as he calls out Blake Daniels to face him. Just then he's interrupted by Bobby Lashley's music, which gets like a "who the heck are you" face from him. However, instead of Lashley coming out from the entranceway, he blasts Roman Reigns from behind. And instead, running down the ramp is Ace and Sante toward the ring. And they brawl with the Usos while Lashley starts wailing upon Roman Reigns. Heyman bails out of the ring and Ty Noble just watches the chaos ensue. Sante and Ace manage to clear out the Usos from the ring, and Roman Reigns is helped out of the ring by Paul Heyman before Lashley can hit the spear. Lashley gets on the microphone and says that there's only one man he has his sights set on, and it's not Roman Reigns, it's Blake Daniels. Everyone in his way will get destroyed tonight. Daniels doesn't answer his challenge. He'll beat his acceptance out of it. He hands the mic to Sante, who tells Roman that the big dog thinks he can cut lines and disrespect people without recourse. Well, Ace and Sante won't stop till they get a match and put down Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns laughs and motions for Paul Heyman to give him a spare mic. Heyman pulls it from his coat pocket. And when he does, Roman Reigns informs them that these two aren't worth his time. He's above them. If they want a match, they've got to earn it. As for Lashley, fine. Daniels is his tonight. But if Lashley ever touches the tribal chief like that again, he'll get folded in half. Roman Reigns drops the microphone and leaves. It then cuts backstage to an interviewer finding Blake Daniels, the world champion, who is watching Raw begin with the world championship resting on his leg in the locker room. When he does, he asks Blake Daniels about Bobby Lashley's challenge. Daniels states that there's no rest for the one who stands on top of the mountain when everyone is trying to pull you off it. He states that Bate took him to the limit at Clash of Champions. He apologizes for a segue, and he has no doubt that Lashley will too tonight because he accepts. He does warn Lashley that he may be a challenger willing to do whatever it takes to get the match, but Daniels is the king of the hill of Raw, and he will do whatever it takes and whatever it means to keep this championship and fend off all who want what he's got, because he will not rest till he is the longest reigning world champion of all time. So Blake Daniels versus Bobby Lashley in the main event. We then go to the opening match, which is Daniel Bryan defending the Hardcore Championship against Nathaniel in a hard-fought match. Daniel Bryan walks out the winner. After the match, Daniel Bryan heads up the ramp and celebrates the victory with CM Punk before running into the NXT champion Chris Hall. Chris Hall thanks Daniel Bryan for putting Matt Gallen in his place at Clash of Champions and offers a handout for a second. Daniel Bryan doesn't take it, and Hall states that, I wasn't going to shake hands with you anyways. He's got a speech prepared. He's got a speech to prepare for before heading off. Daniel Bryan looks at the camera and states that, speaking of Matt Gallen, if he wants this championship back, holds up the belt, he just needs to say the word next episode on SmackDown. But then Daniel Bryan is interrupted by a returning Ox, who returned officially at NXT TakeOver Toronto. And Ox enters the fray, towering over Daniel Bryan and stares down at the American Dragon. Ox states that he wants the title back too. So how about they don't waste time booking matches for Backlash? You want to throw out challenges? Well, Ox has got a challenge for him. Bryan, Ox, and Matt Gallen at Backlash for the Hardcore Championship. That's if Daniel Bryan can fend off the challengers of SmackDown to make it there. Daniel Bryan looks up the Ox and states he might be the big young star making his return. He's got a fancy nickname. But Bryan will rumble his return and kick his head in to irrelevancy and Backlash. He agrees to add Ox to the match before leaving. So we'll have to see if it's going to be an official triple threat match. confirmed on SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of segments before our final 2 matches that'll be aired. It then cuts backstage to Brock Lesnar finding Braden McLaughlin and Jeff Sanders. The pair start to complain to Lesnar about the injustice of not giving them a match at Clash of Champions, but he stops them by just raising his hand. He informs them that he agreed with the words of Roman Reigns earlier. An opportunity should be earned. Therefore, Braden and Sanders will compete in a tag team match against Sante and Ace. The winning team will face the Usos at Backlash for the Raw Tag Team titles. Braden states they won't fail, and Sanders adds that Ace and Sante will be cut down beneath their feet. The 2 fist bump each other before heading to the ring when Brock Lesnar says, oh, by the way, the match is next. So Braden McLaughlin and Jeff Sanders versus Ace and Sante Guerrero. It's a hard-fought match. Sanders and Braden even try to distract the referee at the tail end, go for the low blow and nail it on Ace, but Guerrero lands the save, breaking it up at several points, stopping the cheating from happening further, and then Ace and Sante manage to use these tactics against the villains to win the match, getting a big pop from the crowd. So Ace and Sante Guerrero will face the Usos. And then, here it is. Ace throws Sanders into Braden McLaughlin, who try to get involved and distract the referee, off the edge of the apron, and then rolls him up for the win. It was a close call. Just barely got it. Sante and Ace then get attacked by the pair after the match and beaten down. Security come out and pull the pair, Sanders and Braden, off of them. Just then, the bloodline comes out and Roman Reigns nods to the Usos. They begin attacking the security guards. Reigns starts to wail upon Ace and Sante, but then Samoa Joe comes out and his theme song hits. He sprints down to the ring and brawls with Roman Reigns a bit before winning the exchange and sending Roman Reigns out of the ring, the returning Samoan submission machine clearing house. All the villains surround the ring, but then Brock Lesnar comes out, and more security race down, as well as wrestlers. Lesnar states that he won't have all this happen before Backlash and compromise the show. If the bloodline lays a hand on any of these 3 men before the match at Backlash, they will lose the belts. If the trio touch the bloodline, the match is off. Everyone backs off and leaves as Roman Reigns glares at Brock Lesnar. Tensions are rising. Well, it gets even better, because the United States #1 contendership match is about to be next, but Kevin Draco is seen heading into the gorilla position for his match, but when he gets there, the bloodline comes to the curtain because the previous segment, and Roman Reigns comments to the Usos that they might not be able to touch the other 3, but Lesnar said nothing about Kevin Draco. And Draco then dawns and realizes what's happening, and the Usos double superkick Draco before Roman Reigns picks him up and powerbombs him through the table. The group leaves as Brock Lesnar gets to the curtain to see the carnage. Draco is declared unfit for the United States #1 contendership match and is replaced by Randy Orton. And in this #1 contendership match for the United States title, it's a close-fought battle, but ultimately HBK takes the pin from CM Punk, the best in the world. The tag team partner Daniel Bryan gets the win, and the camera proceeds to cut after the match to Road Killer, who's watching Punk celebrate from a TV screen in the trainer's room. Just then, Arlington enters the room that Road Killer is in, with Tyler Bate close behind him. Arlington states that Rogue was once an ally of his. The 2 were on the same side when they were part of the Bullet Club. That's an alliance that could reform with Arlington's leadership, Bate as the upcoming star, and Rogue as the powerhouse. The trio could dominate again, as Rogue Killer once did, with a former partner. Rogue turns this down and says that he promised Slim Reaper that he'd never team up with a group long-term ever again. Arlington states that he respects the loyalty that Rogue has towards a friend. He himself has never been good about that. He envies the bond of the brotherhood that Rogue has with Slim Reaper. However, He is good at one thing, and that's getting what he wants. If Rogue won't join him, then he'll have to take the US title from him. Lesnar has announced that Arlington is confirmed to be in a match at Backlash, or in the United States title match as well, because he was never pinned at SummerSlam. Rogue Killer proceeds to accept this change, plans, and wishes Arlington the best of luck in this now triple threat match for the US title against CM Punk. Arlington agrees and tells Bate to follow. When they leave, they come face to face with Pete Dunne. Dunne is livid about the attack last Raw by Arlington and challenges Arlington to a match next Raw. James Arlington states that if Dunne wants the shot at James, he'll have to overcome the pupil and points to Tyler Bate. Bate starts to say that he's not whoa, hold on, I'm not 100% after what happened at Clash of Champions, and Arlington defends him and says that he knows, he understands, and that's why he's ensuring it'll be next Raw when those two face. If Dunne wins, he gets Arlington in a match. Dunne demands that Arlington follows through on this promise if that's the case. Arlington agrees, but says that Bate has to offer up something in return. If Bate beats Dunne next Raw, Bate gets the Money in the Bank briefcase. High stipulations here. Dunne agrees, which surprises James Arlington a little bit. Dunne proceeds to get in his face and says that the risk is worth the reward of revenge before leaving. Big time match for next Raw then. As we cut to one final segment before we actually go to the matches, which I'm excited to get to, I know. I apologize for the really sheer amount of segments without any breaks. But Colt Lee is then interviewed before his match about the prospect of losing tonight. He makes it clear that he powered through the pain in his knee to win the opportunity at a world title. He's referring to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Everything for him has been building to this one last chance to write his name in history books as a 6-time world champion. If getting through one more obstacle tonight, which is AJ Styles, will mean to get his match, so be it. There's no plan B for him, because he's only thinking of plan A, which is overcoming every obstacle to become said world champion. There's no plan B in life. He must become the most successful world champion of all time, because this is what he's wanted to do. This is his life. He then proceeds to get interrupted by Chris Hall again, who asks him if he's certain of his victory. Chris Hall points out that while he's not even in the prime of his career, he's referring to himself, Colt, however, is in the twilight. A broken has-been, should have a plan B, or else guys like Chris will run circles around him out of this business and send him straight to the retirement home. Colt laughs a little bit and says that, dude, I don't have time for this rookie, and leaves the NXT champion standing there. The champion looks a bit annoyed by Colt Lee's lack of respect towards him, but turns to leave only to find Ty Noble stepping into frame. Chris tells Ty that the champ doesn't have time for the background trash of Raw, and he starts to walk past, but Noble blocks him. And this annoys the champion further. Noble states that he wants one thing, the NXT title. He's either going to get the agreement to the match now, or he'll beat it out of Hall. Chris informs Ty that no one is above the champion. He is NXT. NXT is in his veins. And if Ty wants to make threats, well, be prepared for the repercussions. Ty chuckles a little bit and asks, well, then what are you going to do about it? Hall smiles and tells him, nothing. Because there's no point in wasting my time on you right now. But show up on NXT. Maybe you'll find what you're looking for. Or maybe you'll just find yourself looking up at the lights. He winks, pats Ty Noble on the shoulder, and the champion leaves. But not before adding, the champ deals with developmental problems on the developmental show. Wow, the disrespect. Ladies and gentlemen, though, we do now go to AJ Styles versus Colt. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner puts his opportunity to fight for the world title on the line. So in other words, the winner will go on to Backlash to pursue the Universal Championship. We cut to this big-time match between a 6-time world champion and a 5-time world champion. Now. I'm still dealing with some headaches, so I'll try and call this match the best I can so if I don't meet that same energy level. That's why I'm still dealing with headaches. But ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of talk about dream matches, big fight feels, and for me, this is one of them. This is one of those times it is applicable. On a non-pay-per-view match, right here on Raw, we have AJ Styles, a 6-time world champion, one of 2 men never reached that many, going up against the Headhunter, Colt. Both men, future Hall of Famers in their own right. AJ Styles, 6-time world champion. Colt, 5 world title reigns. That's 11 world title reigns between the two of them. Colt, a Grand Slam champion. AJ Styles just missing that Intercontinental Championship to put him in that elite category of less than 10 men who have become Grand Slam champions. Both men highly talented, decorated. Colt main evented WrestleMania 5. He's been in countless main events, countless big fight matches. Both men successful in their own right, as both men look for an opportunity to battle for the Universal Championship at Backlash. The winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal of Season 9 defending his opportunity against this man right here, the phenomenal AJ Styles. 5 WWE title reigns, 1 Universal, 3 United States title reigns, and 1 SmackDown Live Tag Team title reign, and for good measure, 2 Hardcore Championship title reigns. The only belt he's missing to complete the circuit to become a Grand Slam champion, as previously stated, the Intercontinental Championship. 84 episodes, he is 19th all-time in Universe mode on the list. First ballot Hall of Famer whenever he decides to hang up the boots. Same with Colt, who's ranked 22nd at 80 episodes. Colt synonymous with the Universal Championship. AJ Styles synonymous with the WWE Championship. Both veterans, both desperate to prove that they can still be on top of the mountain of WWE. This might very well be one last shot for the two of them to get that edge, to get that chance at immortality. For AJ wants to be the one and only 7-time world champion. For Colt, he wants to become the 6-time world champion. He hasn't held a world title since Season 6. We're going to see if he can pull it off here tonight, as AJ Styles starts running off with a drop kick, but it was denied by Colt. Colt locks him up. Shoulder, collar, elbow tie him, only for AJ Styles to push him back into the turnbuckles. Pressing with all of his momentum, referee calls for the break, and it is clean. No cheap shots between the two as they lock up again. Collar, elbow tie, but this time Colt's got the wrist twisting. AJ Styles brings him down to one knee on the canvas. AJ gets up to his feet and goes for the arm of Colt, successfully taking him down on the mat. Wrenching it here, tugging it and pulling it, trying to work that socket. Trying to hyperextend it. Colt went right back for a headlock, but gets cinched in one. And AJ Styles drops him down to the canvas, wrenching his skull, his neck, contorting his spine. But Colt gets out of it and puts him in a headlock, finally getting that initial plan. And now a hip toss there. AJ Styles looking visibly frustrated, the head of the OC. Not happy after having some setbacks here this season. And now a float over DDT to the headhunter Colt. For AJ, Irish whips him into the corner, rams himself into the turnbuckles as he missed Colt. Colt picks him up, hits him with a body slam there. Kick to the top of the head by AJ Styles, though, plenty in the tank. Looks for that float over DDT again, but Colt, has it well scouted, caught him with that clothesline, only to now pick the bones, targeting the ligaments and body of AJ Styles. Styles. Wearing him down progressively here. Now drives the knees right in the back of AJ. Picks him up. Slowing the pace of the match down. Knife edge chop. AJ countered it, but oh! Colt floats over. And there's a super kick. Follows it up with a German suplex. Straight jacket, as a matter of fact. 1.5 to the phenomenal one who rolls underneath the bottom rope. Pulls himself up to his feet. The headhunter on the hunt. No pun intended as he goes over the ropes to the outside. Oh my gosh! Oh no! Crashed and burned as he thought AJ Styles would commit to trying to wipe him out, but instead crashed and burned on the canvas, and he is hurting badly. No telling how serious it may be as he slowly gets himself up to his feet by using the ropes. Miraculously, he is still conscious. Ooh! He got his knee twisted and contorted, and his body crashed against the ropes. Colt is in a bad way. And AJ Styles snap suplex there. It's Colt first match back since his injury at since WrestleMania, when he took time off for his surgery. As now he targets AJ Styles' leg, and now the knife edge chops and punches. Bouncing up the ropes, caught him with a knee. Right to the jaw, dropping down the phenomenal one. Cover kick out before the count of 1 can be made. And once again, AJ rolling outside the ring. The headhunter, despite being a bit dazed, telling the world he's alright. Forearm there by AJ as he gets back inside the ring. Rocking the headhunter. Drops him down and has got him right in that shin lock. Trying to get that forearm and bicep right underneath the chin of Colt to try and suffocate him, but no. Colt works his way up to his feet and drove the elbows right into the rib cage of Styles. Before Colt tosses him into the corner. Knee right to the abdomen. Trying to drive the air out of his lungs. So now AJ getting picked up here by Colt. Brought right back to that corner. Potentially looking for the brainbuster off the top rope, but AJ counters it. Oh! A gut buster there. Out of the pump handle. And thankfully, Colt stays alive at a 1.5. And oh wait, straight jacket German suplex there to AJ, who seems to be now in a bit of a daze. Colt dragging him into the middle of the ring. He's got the arm of AJ Styles while delivering several boots to the skull, keeping AJ Styles dazed and not having a good sense of awareness around him. Now driving his forearm into the spine of AJ, but AJ counters it, delivering a shot to the spinal cord of his own forearms. Colt works his way out of it, trapping AJ right back into the corner, to and fro, swinging like a pendulum when it comes to trying to get the upper hand. AJ, though, works his way out of the corner. The shot to the abdomen, picks up Colt. He's got him up, drops him on his knee. That could be it, as Styles goes to the top rope, looking to put him away for the grand finale. Can he? Low down, missed as he crashed and burned off the top rope. Colt gonna take advantage. Irish whipping him into the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, he's slicing up AJ for the move that no one is kicked out of. Can we see it? The brain buster, no. AJ denies it and now leaps. Oh, what a clothesline off the top rope by the phenomenal one. As now AJ Styles dials it up, motioning, begging, willing, bleeding. Colt to get to his feet. Phenomenal forearm. No. Colt counters. Kick to the gut. Here it comes. Brain buster into the middle of the ring. Colt to win the match. 1, 2, 3. No. AJ Styles stays alive. Wow. As I was about to say, he retains his right to face the world champion. And oh wait, AJ Styles to give up. Clotheslines him south of the equator. Oh no, as Colt crumples off the middle turnbuckle. The future Hall of Famers going to war against each other. AJ Styles picks him up now. Getting fired up here for him once, twice. Sizes him up. Hey, leg kick there. Colt goes down. And now AJ Styles picks him up. He's got him up on his shoulders yet again, ladies and gentlemen, all rise. Drops him on his knee yet again. We could be seeing the end right here tonight. Potentially a rebranding is in order to name AJ Styles the Headhunter. He is headhunting that World Championship. He won't relent until he gets another crack at it. As he sizes up Colt, this could be disaster. Can he connect it this time? Oh, blockbuster instead of the phenomenal forearm there. And now AJ pacing around the ring, sensing his prey is injured. The Lion looking to go in for the kill. He potentially decides it for the phenomenal forearm, but finally makes a decision on what he wants to do. Diving elbow drop at the prone. Colt, who tried to crawl away out of range, but AJ Styles sized him up. Here it comes. Styles Clash. There it is. New #1 contender. 2. No, it's not over. It's not over. AJ Styles couldn't put him away. Bounces off the ropes, looks for the flying knee. Colt stepped out of the way. And AJ Styles, his knee connected with the canvas. Colt sized him up. What a turn of events. Arrogance. 1, 2. No. Kick out at 2 as he used the finishing move of one of the young, rising, upcoming stars. And one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions is now. Colt locks him into the triangle armbar, trying to make AJ Styles tap. Will the phenomenal one tap out of the middle of the ring and lose his chance at fighting for the Universal title at Backlash? No, he stays alive. He manages to fight through the pain and get out of it there. And now the phenomenal one launches Colt off the ropes. Size him up, picks him up, but oh wait, Colt shoves him away. He works his way out of it. Got him in a headlock in the middle of the ring. Kick right there to the abdomen. Size him up. Oh, he's got him in submission in the middle of the ring. He's trying to choke out AJ Styles. Will Styles quit? No. Desperately driving his elbows right into the rib cage of Colt, and Colt, dazed and confused, getting to his feet. Styles with a knife-edge chop across the chest. Colt is reeling as the Irish whips him over the ropes, but Colt counters the forearm. Springboard high knee connects right there. The Headhunter motions. Here it comes. The Headhunter has him in his crosshairs. Hooks the arms. Colt 45. Bang. There it is. Colt punches his ticket to Backlash. 1, 2, 3. Colt remains the #1 contender. He retains his opportunity, his right as the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner to face Blake Daniels for the Universal Championship in 3 episodes' time. A huge opportunity as the fellow 6-time world champion of Blake Daniels, AJ Styles, once again comes up short. And for Colt, he looks to join those 2 men in the history books if he can win at Backlash. A monumental matchup, a WrestleMania main event worthy match. I don't throw around that term too much, but those who have watched the series can confirm Blake Daniels versus Colt is WrestleMania worthy. As these 2 men are going to go to war. Hall of Famer versus Top Dog. Future Hall of Famer versus Top Dog. And I can't wait to see it in 3 episodes. So we come back from commercial break. But when the show comes back on, there's 2 men standing in the ring. Aleister Black and Braun Strowman. Aleister Black explains why he brought back Braun Strowman. He informs the audience that while Bray and Scott were fighting amongst each other, he realized that the spotlight has slowly been taken from him. There's no opportunity to grow, but just be second fiddle in the shadows. And he is a man of the shadows, but he wants to be the darkness. The only way to do that is to become their black sheep. The estranged one. The one who turns his back on the rest of the herd and strikes out on his own. So while they've been padding stats, his career has plateaued. It is flatlined, but no longer. The only way he can improve was to force change. That's what he means. Bringing back Braun Strowman is forcing that change and taking matters into his own hands. Now that the monster among men has destroyed the pair, he's going to set his sights on etching his name in wrestling history. The Universal Championship. The spotlight will be back on him, and he will grow greater than anyone could ever imagine. And as for why he brought Braun Strowman, he is the one who negotiated the deal because he needs power behind him to help incite fear. And just then, a man returns from the darkness and the depths now. And that man's name is Raymond Cruz. He proceeds to challenge Aleister Black to a fight. Aleister rejects the match, saying he'll have to go through Braun Strowman first at Backlash. Raymond Cruz accepts on one condition. It's a street fight. Braun Strowman gives him the nod and he leaves the ring. Cruz stares at Strowman the whole way up the ramp. And that's the segment before the main event. Bobby Lashley versus Blake Daniels for the Universal Championship. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go. Lashley wants this title. Blake Daniels just wants to defend the mountain. Let's see who winds up the victor. So here we go, main event, the title being handed over. The 10-episode reign of Blake Daniels could end ahead of this prime time matchup that could occur at Backlash, as he's got to go through Lashley to get there. Lashley, four-time hardcore champion, two-time United States champion, held the U.S. title for 31 episodes, third all-time on the list. Hardcore, he is 27 episodes, 2 away from tying the all-time record as longest reigning champion of the hardcore division, 58 episodes. Blake Daniels has been around in universe mode long enough to where I would consider him one of the veterans now. Shocking to finally be at this point where I would say that he is without a doubt a veteran in a future Hall of Famer, though I think I've touted that before. For those that would judge Blake Daniels' tactics of getting out of the ring, though, a moment ago, that is a tactician at work. Strategy. Though you might say that his strategy hasn't worked out so far, you'd be correct, as Lashley dominates the match so far. Got him in a chin lock. Problems already for the world champion of Monday Night Raw. He said he's willing to do whatever it takes to stay on top of the mountain of Raw. Let's see if he's going to back up those words. No doubt, ever since he became a villain over 2 seasons ago, and I have not questioned the tactics this man will go through. But now that he's trying to get back in the good graces of fans, maybe he has a line that he won't cross. But I guarantee, knowing what I know about him, he's got that edge now, where he's willing to do what it takes. And he's got that drive. We already know the ambition, the why, the what is driving him to be the best world champion possible is to get back at those who have bested him previously. And to stick it to the record holder currently, as there's a spine buster there. Blake Daniels turning the tide on Bobby Lashley. Potentially some life in the world champion. Knee right to the rib cage, and now a reverse leg drop there to the almighty one. And now Blake Daniels locks in the rings of Saturn. Perry Saturn perhaps looking on at this matchup. As now, elbow once, twice, 3 times to Blake Daniels. And a clothesline flooring the champion. Cover here by Lashley. 1.5. So close yet so far for Bobby Lashley. Still early on though in this matchup. Plenty of time for both men to make an impact. So Blake Daniels twists the head and dropped him down, and then there was a kick to the back. Great snapmare by the world champion. So he went for the submission hold, trying to bring the knee up to the face of Lashley, but Lashley worked him out of the hold. Only for Blake Daniels to maintain momentum. Picks him up for a suplex, but no, Lashley counters, and there's a shoulder tackle there. Cover to put him away. 1, 2, no. And by the way, just as a fun fact for those that are wondering about that record, that 37 episode record for longest world title reign, Blake Daniels, if he wants to break it, has to take it to WrestleMania, as Bobby Lashley talks some trash to Blake Daniels, the Pro and World Champion. He has to retain at WrestleMania to then hit the number 38. It is only after WrestleMania where he would break a tie, as there's a running power slam by Bobby Lashley, as he now picks up Blake Daniels. Size him up again, as he is showing off this core strength. The Almighty One living up to his nickname. What power, as he motions for the crowd to get into it. Wow! Another suplex. Blake Daniels hurting badly here, as the world champion is in trouble. Lashley sizing him up in the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a new champion. A spear now. Daniels turns it around. Daniels counters. Kick right there to turn the tide. He's got the arms hooked. Daniels driver connects on Lashley. The tide has been turned. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out at 2, but potentially we might be even now. The champion. That could be the opening that he needs, as Lashley is dazed. Irish whips Lashley into the corner, overhand strike twice now. Irish whips Lashley to the opposite side of the ring. The referee takes a bump. And oh, Blake Daniels missed it. One-handed choke slam by Bobby Lashley, as Lashley now targets the knee of Blake Daniels. Referee thankfully is alright, as Lashley working over the champion. Picks him up so nice he'll go for it twice in this match. Running power slam again. Cover. 1, no, 1.5. Bobby Lashley got him right back in that chin lock. Those biceps and triceps thick with pure muscle. Pythons could choke out Blake Daniels, but Daniels works his way out of it and hits a blockbuster there. Running, as a matter of fact. As now Lashley, eats an elbow. And a strike combination by Blake Daniels, who levels him. And now Daniels falls to his knees, looks to the heavens. Ladies and gentlemen, we could be seeing the champion win here tonight, but no, he was countered. Lashley tried to pick him up for a military press, but oh, Blake Daniels counters it and now locks him in to a guillotine. Will Bobby Lashley tap out tonight? That would be a true shocking moment, as he picks up Blake Daniels, and Daniels lands on his feet. Forearm there, or elbow right to the skull of Blake Daniels. Irish whipping him outside the ring. For the moment, the fans at home watching on their computers, their phones, their TVs can all breathe a sigh of relief. And same with the audience here in live attendance, as Lashley sends Blake Daniels into the announce table. My announce table, thankfully, my bottle of water, my $10 bottle of water didn't get knocked over and spilled. Inflation, you know how it is, ladies and gentlemen, this current economy. Not to get into politics, I'm just explaining why it's expensive, that's all. I actually have an excuse this time, as now Blake Daniels sends Bobby Lashley into the LED post. That will rock the challenger, no doubt, as he is still in La La Land. And I'm not talking about LA, I'm talking about seeing stars behind his eyelids, as now Daniels looks to fly, but no! Lashley recovered, his eyes snapped open in the nick of time. However, Blake Daniels goes for the roll-up quick, as a cat is the champion to retain 2. Kick out at 2 as he almost punched his ticket to Backlash by catching the challenger by surprise. He got the boot up in the nick of time off the middle rope, moonsault into a tornado DDT as Bobby Lashley goes down. The champion has the challenger reeling. The behemoth, the titan, could go down tonight. Drop kick attempt in the corner, but Lashley turns it around, picks him up, side slam there. Wow! After a picture-perfect Nelson lock there is now, here we go. Lashley signs him up for the spear a second time. This time it connects. Cover, new champion, that's it. No, I misspoke. It's not over. It's not over yet. And Lashley shows off his raw powers. He picks him up for a power bomb, a waistlock power bomb, and delivers it with such seismic force that it has rocked Blake Daniels and left him powerless. So much so that the referee has stepped in to check on him, telling Bobby Lashley to back off. Lashley, cover here to put him away. No. Blake Daniels stays alive. The referee giving him some much needed time to recover. Now Lashley, feeling the momentum has swung back into his favor. He is sizing up Blake Daniels, but no, Daniels caught him. Leg sweep there. And oh, Lashley rolls out of the ring, right underneath that bottom rope. Blake Daniels, no, sizes him up, sends him to the outside. Blake Daniels feeling it tonight. He is fired up. He runs the ropes, no way. Blake Daniels leads to the outside. Wiping out Lashley. Wow! As Lashley is stunned, Daniels sends him into the edge of the barricade as he falls down. And now the champion looking to maintain momentum to close out the match, to slam the door as he's got Bobby Lashley in the ring. He's on the edge of the apron. Blake Daniels looks to fly high through the sky. And now, springboard slingshot spear through the ropes. I misspoke. My apologies. As now Blake Daniels looks to the heavens. He is offering up a prayer that Bobby Lashley doesn't counter this. And Lashley's gone. Daniels, driver, connects. Cover. 1, 2, no! Lashley stays alive, and you can see it written on Blake Daniels' face. Frustration etched upon it. Ooh, stiff uppercut there, rocking Blake Daniels. Bobby Lashley picks him up. What a belly-to-belly suplex right over his head with ease. As now, brutal knee right to the skull. Picks him up. Whoa. Look at the power with ease of Lashley as he sizes him up, and no, Blake Daniels counters. Wow, that was lucky indeed by the world champion as he runs the ropes and delivers. Oh, look at him! Despite the fatigue of the match, dances a little bit before delivering his leg drop. He's got that energy. He's got that little bit of arrogance, as he always does. Lashley gets off the top rope to avoid whatever damage Blake Daniels was thinking of, but Daniels has got him on the edge of the apron. Look at this, a DDT on the edge of the apron. Oh my gosh. As Daniels now punching the skull relentlessly. I wonder, is Bobby Lashley busted open? He is, and he's running red a lot as he is dripping crimson liquid all over the outside. That is blood, ladies and gentlemen. Blood from his own skull. But he is persevering and powering through the pain. If it means becoming world champion, as Blake Daniels to give him once, twice, back elbow there. Irish whipping Bobby Lashley, but no. Lashley counters, delivers a knee right to the chest, driving the air out of Blake Daniels' lungs as the challenger picks him up for a suplex. Daniels counters, lands behind Bobby Lashley, but Lashley stays on it. As a well-scouted snap suplex by the bloody challenger. Kick out by the world champion. Six-time world champion stays alive as Lashley picks him up to put him away. So nice, he'll go for it thrice in the match. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. I thought for a moment we may have a new champion. Ooh, driving his elbow right into the chest of Blake Daniels. It's now Daniels. Stunned, turned around. Ooh, a knee right to the skull of Blake Daniels. Lashley firing away, the aggression coming out as the bloody challenger, not fazed by the blood that now is staining the mat. He is laser focused on beating the champion, unseating the man on top of the mountain. But Blake Daniels looks to keep his place upon it, but no, he's gone! Lashley caught him! What a counter by Bobby Lashley. Picks up the champion. Military press gut buster there. Cover to win the world title. No! A kick out, and Lashley with blood coating his face. Looks to the referee in disbelief. And this crowd, as he goes for a kick to the back, Blake Daniels moves out of the way, goes for a roll-up. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Lashley still survives. Blake Daniels backing away, smart move as he delivers a knee, trying to mess up the timing of the disorientated challenger before delivering his signature drop kick there. Blake Daniels has an opening and he's got him in the Dragon Sleeper. Will Bobby Lashley tap in the middle of the ring, ladies and gentlemen? Will he quit? Will Blake Daniels survive? Oh, Lashley works his way out of it. Kick to the back of the world champion. The Universal Champion is reeling. Military press again by Lashley. Power slam. The Almighty One to win the title. 1, no, 1.5. Wow. Blake Daniels stays alive, but Lashley maintaining the offense with a Dominator. That's it, it's over. New champ. No. Blake Daniels preserves his reign for perhaps another couple seconds as he just kicked out of the Dominator. Lashley looking to destroy him to the point where he cannot stand tomorrow. And he spits in the face of Blake Daniels, yelling at him to stay down. Irish whipping Daniels into the corner. Daniels' body crumples to the mat. This man is going to have trouble walking into Backlash if he can retain tonight. Wow! Elbow to the skull by Bobby Lashley. These two men will be going to the emergency room at this rate by the end of the night. Blake Daniels Irish whips him into the corner. Drop kick once again. Fails to connect. Oh, military press. Wait, no. Counters it into a DDT on the gash wound. Lashley's down. Daniels goes up. Looking to fly. Body splash there to retain. 1, 2, no. Lashley just barely got the shoulder up in the nick of time. Blake Daniels shakes his head and says it's over. Fires up this crowd. Turns to Lashley, sizes him up. No! Lashley counters. Rolls the champion over. Boston Crab. Will the world champion lose the title here on Raw? As Blake Daniels, screaming in pain, works his way out of it. As now Lashley gets to his feet slowly. Oh, Daniels with a kick. Sizes him up. Hurricane Rana DDT there. And now Blake Daniels looking for the end. Oh no, Bobby Lashley rolled out of the ring. Blake Daniels leaps and misses. Bobby Lashley picks him up. One of these men is going to lose, and it's by the the tiniest of errors, I guarantee it. And oh wait, Blake Daniels rolls him up as soon as he gets in the ring. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh! Blake Daniels by the hair of my chinny chin. That's how small of a margin, those stubbles on my face. He walks away with the championship, walks more like limps away, as he just now, Lashley with a roll-up to retain his title by the skin, by just a hair's inch. He survives the Almighty One. Holy cow! Blake Daniels with the win. here on Raw. Well done by Lashley, hard-fought battle, and for Blake Daniels, he has got a prime-time matchup at Backlash to look forward to against Colt for the Universal Championship. Wow, what a main event. So after the match, ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Lashley gets to his feet and stares a hole into Blake Daniels' soul. He proceeds to spear the referee in frustration. Blake Daniels gets out of the ring. Well, he's already out of the ring and heads up the ramp. And out comes Colt to where they have a standoff. Blake Daniels says that he can't afford to lose at Backlash. He has to get through Colt to become the greatest of all time. Colt gives a small but sad smile and says that he has to win the belt one more time to etch his name into the history books. Daniels won't get in his way to achieve that. Daniels raises the title and steps out of the way of Colt before heading to the back. Bobby Lashley flips over a set of stairs in frustration after his loss as the show fades to black. We got quite a few matches confirmed. A potential match, the Hardcore Championship, to look forward to for SmackDown. For SmackDown, we do know Edge and Andrade are going to fight. Jack McKay is going to be there. We're going to see what the Dynasty has in store now that they have the Intercontinental title around their waist, the faction, and also how they plan to take down Kyle O'Reilly and the Dynasty. Sorry, the new regime looks to, and now as a championship, they look to tear down the Dynasty and Kyle O'Reilly. How will they do it? Well, we'll have to find out, as EC3 may come out and address his return and his alignments against his former mentor and friends, and aligns with the new regime. That'll all be on SmackDown. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Of course, if you choose, we're going to go to the match card confirmed for Backlash so far, and then the titles. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you for the support, and let me know down in the comments below what you think of the new graphics for Raw. Feedback is appreciated. Thank you all so much. Again, I'll see you next time.